The Foreign Ministry announced Monday that it will be sending another diplomatic envoy to Ankara, who will act as the charge d'affaires of the Israeli embassy, despite the unrelenting tensions between Israel and Turkey. It was not too long ago in September when Turkish Foreign Minister Ahmet Davutoglu announced that following Jerusalem's adamant refusal to apologize over the 2010 Gaza flotilla raid, Ankara will be downgrading its diplomatic relations with Israel and suspending key military agreements. In a dramatic turn of events, Turkey announced that it was expelling Israeli Ambassador Gabi Levy from Ankara. Davutoglu said Turkey's diplomatic representation in Israel would be further reduced to second secretary level. In accordance, all lower Israeli diplomatic personnel above the second secretary level have also been expelled. The announcement followed a press conference in which Davutoglu said that some of the UN's Palmer Report findings on the raid were unacceptable, adding that it was time for Israel to pay the price. The highest price it can pay is losing our friendship. King Abdullah of Jordan arrived in Ramallah on Monday for a rare visit to the West Bank as the Palestinians' pursuit for statehood in a region riveted by the slide toward civil war in Syria and mounting unrest in Egypt. Abdullah, a critic of the deadlock in the peace process between Israel and the Palestinians, flew the short distance from his capital, Amman, by helicopter and went directly into talks with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. It was his first visit to the West Bank since 2000, when Abbas's predecessor, the late Yasser Arafat, was the undisputed Palestinian leader. Abbas, by contrast, faces a challenge from the Islamist movement Hamas, which controls the Gaza Strip. The Jordanian delegation called on Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas to renew peace talks with Israel. Jordanian Foreign Minister Nasser Judeh said his country backed efforts by the quartet of Middle East mediators, the United States, the United Nations, European Union, and Russia, to end the current stalemate between Israel and the Palestinians. Judah told a news conference at Abbas's headquarters, quote, "We support the resumption of direct negotiations because the goal is to guarantee the creation of an independent Palestinian state." This was as Jordanian King Abdullah II visited the West Bank for the first time in 11 years. Current and former U.S. officials told the Associated Press and ABC News on Monday that dozens of spies working for the CIA were captured recently in Lebanon and Iran. The CIA's operations in Lebanon have been badly damaged after Hezbollah identified and captured a number of the U.S. spies. Hezbollah's longtime leader, Sheikh Hassan Nasrallah, boasted on television in June that he had rooted out at least 2 CIA spies who had infiltrated the ranks of Hezbollah, which the U.S. considers a terrorist group closely allied with Iran. Though the U.S. Embassy in Lebanon officially denied the accusation, current and former officials concede that it happened and the damage had spread even further. According to a report by ABC News, there were 2 distinct espionage rings targeting Iran and Hezbollah, in which spies were recruited by the CIA. Current and former U.S. officials said the 2 different spy rings were discovered separately, but both caused a significant setback in U.S. efforts to track Iran's nuclear activities and Hezbollah's actions against Israel. Egypt's health ministry said on Monday that at least 24 people were killed and 1,700 wounded in Cairo over the weekend in clashes between protesters and security forces in Tahrir Square. Clashes erupted on Monday morning between security forces and protesters in Cairo's Tahrir Square, rallying against the country's military rulers and demanding a rapid transition to civilian rule. Thousands of protesters poured into Tahrir Square on Sunday, faced down by security forces backed by military police. Government forces used tear gas and batons to disperse the demonstrators, and activists say rubber bullets and shotguns were also used. The scene was reminiscent of the popular revolt in the same place against the regime of former President Hosni Mubarak earlier this year. Opposition groups have become more critical of the military rulers for allegedly dragging their feet on handing power over to an elected civil administration. The violence came around a week before Egyptians go to the polls to elect a new parliament. honoring Italian designer Roberto Cavalli. The week's activities will begin Monday morning at Tel Aviv's Hatachana Old Railway Station and will feature a display of fashion designer Yaniv Percy. Thereafter, events will continue for 3 days and feature 18 fashion exhibitions. During the Fashion Week, summer 2012 collections put together by Israeli designers such as Sasson Kedem, Mira Zwillinger, Doreen Frankfurt, Galit Levy, Gideon Oberson, Shai Shalom, and Alon Levine will be on display along with fashion works rendered by students from the Shankar Fashion School. Also during Fashion Week, Roberto Cavalli will display his summer 2012 collection, and there will be a competition between young fashion designers. Fashion Week will close with a fundraising event for IGY, the Israel Gay Youth Organization. Some 40 Israeli celebrities will model clothes designed by local designers at this event. Notable participants will include Tal Berman, Donna International, Donna Spector, Michal Amdursky, and Dalia Mazur. Visiting notables who will arrive during the week include Milan fashion celebrity Mario Boselli, Paula Reed, editor of the British Grazia fashion magazine, Lisa Armstrong, fashion journalist from the British Daily Telegraph, and also journalists and fashion figures from Russia, Japan, and the United States. Israel Fashion Week is supported in part by the Ministry of Tourism, the Foreign Ministry, and businessman and fashion entrepreneur Ophir Levy.